Hello and welcome to another trading video by Black Bear Dog Trading. I hope you all had a very good Thanksgiving, and let's get started now with beautiful trading week ahead of us, which already started out with a bang today. But before I get into that, I posted a video prior to this one where I introduced a new trading method and I entered a sell position, and I promised you I was going to keep you updated on how that trade went. Well, the trade resulted right here in a a loss of, oops, let me redo this. I typed right in there. The trade resulted in a loss right here of $453. But then I managed to, the very next day, I did a buy, and that one resulted in a profit of $518. Today, I did another sell using my same simple trading method, and that resulted in a profit of $709. So this little trading method is really working well. But before I go into and give you more detail about it, I decided to take a change of course. I decided to produce a set of videos, a series of videos, in which I'm going to teach you how to actually trade. And by the end, when I'm done with the series of videos, I'm going to give you a really nice gift that I think you're going to be very happy with. It's a gift free of charge, doesn't cost you anything. So that said, I want to show you something. Take a good look at this image right here. You clearly, this is a professional trading desk, by the way, and you can see that these traders have a slew of information that they look at, and their charts, which is on this monitor particularly very visible. All the charts are condensed down, shrunk down as much as possible. They're all in the same color. I mean, you don't see red bars, green bars, blue bars, whatever you want. It's all shrunk down. It's taking multiple assets that they're watching all at the same time. Again, over here, same thing, and it repeats at every desk. How did these traders do this? How are they successful trading this way when you're being told that you should keep your charts clean, you should have very little clutter, on and on and on? Obviously, you're being lied to because these traders here who deal with millions of dollars don't seem to trade at all that way. Now, granted, one of the advantages that these traders have is that they have access to information, particularly here and here, which is up to the second news data and pertinent data per the asset that they trade that is not available to a retail trader like you and me unless we're willing to pay thousands of dollars per month to get access to that information. But yet, never taking that aside, how does a trader like this lady here see this chart and know when to react, how to react, buy, sell, get out? I mean, how, look at this. I mean, and look at this over here. It's so small you can barely see it. So how do they do this? How do they trade this chart? Well, if you look at another picture right here, you start to get an inclination of what professional traders do. It's very obvious here. It's equally obvious here. And in all these little windows here, multiple assets they track, it's obvious here, obvious here, obvious here, obvious here, here, here. I mean, it's one window after another. They obviously do not check bar by bar. Clearly not. They obviously don't go there. They don't go, oh, the bar is red, so I gotta look and see if I have a long wick and maybe then that means it's retracing, and or I have a short wick and it may continue down. That's not how they operate. What you see here now is a similar layout. I only have one monitor. It's a 21-inch monitor, so it's a good size. And I have my laptop. And those are the only two monitors I have. And this is the layout that I use. Now, it is nowhere near close to what the professional traders have, but for the purpose of my trading and using the simple trading strategy, it works very well. Because another thing that these professional traders have is little tools and little tricks to be able to execute their trades as quickly as possible. And I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. For example, under MetaTrader 4, in order to zoom in or zoom out, you must click on these buttons right here. Well, that is not too difficult, but once you have multiple charts and now you need to move this chart, I got to cross all over this chart to get back here to that little button and to zoom out or zoom in. I mean, it's a pain in the butt if you have to repeat this multiple times a day. Well, there is another option, and it's a little tool that I found and use. And you see, just by scrolling my mouse, it allows me to zoom in and zoom out right at a split second. I don't have to move my cursor at all. So that's the first thing. These traders have a lot of tools available to them that nobody talks about. The second thing is they have up to the second news. Now, we have that in MetaTrader as well right here, and if I double click on that, it'll tell me a little bit. The drawback is that this news is not current. Up until 8 o'clock this morning, MetaTrader, or my broker, which is Oanda, was still displaying news dating back to 11/29. Well, we are December 2nd now, and I'm no longer interested in what the news of 3 days ago was all about. Luckily, there are resources available to us that we can use that will allow us to get up to the minute information, such as, for example, and I'll show you, this site right here is a site that I use regularly that gives me literally up to the minute, and by 6 in the morning it's already having current data. It tells you, and it doesn't just talk about America and stocks and bonds, it talks about dollar, talks about other countries, Bitcoin, and I mean, it's really up to the minute as far as you can get for free. Here you see, for example, it talks about the USD JPY, which is the US dollar, and the Japanese yen, falls to its lowest since October 20th. This was posted this morning at roughly 6:25 our time. And I don't go to reading all these articles. I simply scroll through, read the headlines, and take from that what's pertinent to me. So this is one alternative that we have, unless again you want to pay a ton of money. So how then do they go and trade? How do they trade charts that are shrunken down to the bare minimum? And but before I explain that, why do they shrink them down to the bare minimum? Well, I'm going to cover that in more videos. I don't want to overload you with information. For now, just stick with this and rewatch it if you have to, because I covered quite a bit of ground. But by the time I'm done with this series of videos, you will have an understanding of trading, and you will be able to trade Forex like you never did before. On top of it, as I promise you, I'm going to give you a really nice gift that I think you'll be very, very pleased to have. All right, that's it for now. Take care. Have a wonderful day. And as always, God bless.